What's up, y'all? It's Patrick for Life, and I'm gonna make another video. My NFL Week 9 predictions. This should be an interesting week in the NFL. Now let's start off with the Jets at the Bills in Buffalo. Now the Bills had a pretty good win last week against the Washington Redskins. They shut them out 23 to zip, but I don't know if I can consider that a home game because the game was in Toronto. So it's like, can you really call that a home game if they played in Toronto? But anyways, the defense has been playing well. The running game's not bad. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's throwing the ball. The Bills are doing everything they want to try to win. Okay. Now the Jets, last time they played, they had a bye week this past week. But last time they played, they beat the Chargers at home, coming back from 11 down to beat the Chargers 27-21. So yeah, the Jets do know what they usually have to do to win games. The defense always is usually there. The offense, it's there this year, but it's not how they would picture it. This is what I mean, okay? Mark Sanchez is throwing the ball more than ever. But that's good. He's getting more completion, more touchdown through. But the problem is that the thing the Jets use to set the tone is not working for them. Usually what they do is they run the ball a lot. Even when they run the ball so far like they've done this year, they haven't had that much success running the ball. So I don't know. If they can't run at all on Sunday, I'm just gonna have to go with the Bills to win at home. They're gonna win in Buffalo and beat the Jets. Next game is the Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans from Reliance Stadium, I recall, in Houston. Okay. Now the Browns are 3-4. Better than what a lot of people would have predicted. Colt McCoy, he's not playing that bad. He's playing okay. It's a decent, yeah. Like, he's doing what he has to do to win some games. The running game is, but the defense is not playing that bad. I think they're like in top 5, top 10 defenses in the league. So they are stopping. They are getting the 3-and-outs. They are forcing teams to punt it. Now, the thing with the Texans are, the Texans I think are may make the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. They're 5-3. Aaron Foster's back and he's just bulldozing, bulldozing through teams left and right, giving them a fright. So plus Matt Schaub is on point. So the running game and the passing game's on point. Andre Johnson's getting catches, and the defense has stepped up in recent weeks. That's what I like to hear. The defense is stepping up. So I'm gonna go with the Texans to win at home. They're gonna beat the Browns. Next game is the Chiefs at the no Dolphins at the Chiefs from Kansas City. Now the Dolphins 0-7, but I honestly can admit there's 3 games that they should have won. The defense is bad, but the offense is not half bad. I saw them play against the Jets. No, not just the Giants last week. They almost beat the Giants. They led 14-3 at the half. They led 17-10, but Giants scored 10 unanswered. There's not really much you can really do about that. Um, they've struggled. They've had their woes. But Matt Moore, I've seen him play. He's not that bad. He throws, and I saw he made a lot of big third down conversions, just running for the first down. The running game's not that bad. Reggie Bush is explosive. I'm surprised they haven't got a win. When you got someone explosive as Reggie Bush and a quarterback that can run and do all these things, and you have a wide receiver like Brandon Marshall. He has the NFL record for receptions in the game, 20. I think 21, but I think he's tied with T.O. record for 20 in the game. So with all these weapons, you gotta win. But too much of the Chiefs, too much of Oh yeah, but back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs, a lot of people after week 3 said, and even I said it, they were the worst team in the NFL. But they made believer out of me and a lot of other people. And they've won 4 consecutive games. So now they're 4-3. with something to prove, you know. So, Matt Castle's on point. The running game is on point. The defense has made a big step up. I mean, on Monday night, they forced 5 turnovers at home against the San Diego Chargers. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here to beat the Dolphins. Sorry about your luck, Miami. Next game, the Seahawks at the Cowboys from Dallas. Now the Seahawks have struggled all season long, just can't get a win. The highlight of the season for them was beating the Giants at in the Meadowlands. The quarterback situation is crazy. Whitehurst is not bad. Tavares Jackson is not bad, but they got a guy like Sidney Rice he can catch the ball. We all know that. We saw what he did with Brett Favre at Minnesota. Um, I think they can do a lot. I think the defense, not Chargers, the Seahawks defense, it's not that bad. It's okay. But the Cowboys, man, they got spanked last week. They're looking for revenge at home. I think DeMarcus Ware is going to pick up a couple of sacks. Cowboys should do good. The offense, I think Romo gets over 300 yards passing. Wing gets some big catches, gets a touchdown. Austin may get a touchdown. I think Des Bryant can have a 2-touchdown game. So, and I'm looking at things. I mean, DeMarco Murray, I think, can get 100-plus yards rushing. I think Cowboys are going to put a big offensive put out against the Seahawks. So, I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win big at home against the Seahawks. Now, next game is the 49ers at the Redskins. Now, this is a road test for the 49ers. The Redskins have struggled. They lost their last 3. They have no momentum. They have John Beck as their starter. The problem with the Redskins is they don't even know who their starter is from week to week for quarterback. So they're not really that organized, you know. Santana Moss got hurt, their big wide receiver. They still got Chris Cooley. Chris Cooley still can make a lot of big catches for you. You know, they're struggling. But the 49ers are too much, you know. Michael Crabtree's making catches. Alex Smith is throwing great. Last time I saw Alex Smith throw this well was when he was at the University of Utah. Um, what can I say about Frank Gore? Frank Gore is just pounding and grounding, destroying teams left and right with his sensational speed and the nose for the touchdown. And that defense of the 49ers has become more stifling, better than it was last year. And to be honest with you, they should be undefeated because the one game they lost, they barely lost to the Cowboys. They almost beat the Cowboys. But the Cowboys came back. So that you could say they could have been 7-0. I'm gonna go with the 49ers to win on the road here. Um Next game is a big game for both teams. The Buccaneers at the Saints from New Orleans. Now, the Bucs last time they played not so well. I mean, Ernest Graham, he's hurt. So now they got to rely on Josh Freeman to sling the ball a lot. He can do that, but that's not enough. The defense has to step up. Defense is usually always good for their secondary, but the defense for the Bucs, it's good, but they need to do better if they want to win some games, especially if they want to win against the Saints. Now, the Saints, surprisingly, they lost last week against the Rams at home. No, not at home, on the road. The winless Rams, who now have 1 win, they found a way to beat the Rams. So, I don't know. I think if Drew Brees can throw the ball, if they can run it with Ingram and Pierre Thomas, and the defense shows a little life, I'm gonna go with the Saints to beat the Bucs and win. Now the last 1 o'clock game is the Falcons at the Colts from Indianapolis. Now the Colts have struggled. The Colts haven't really done anything. They lost another game at Tennessee. The Colts have to get offense. The offense is not playing so bad. It's the defense. The defense has to do something. Both have to step up if they want to win a game. Now, the Falcons are playing great, but they found a way, despite Matt Ryan getting hurt, to beat in their last game. They beat the Lions on the road. A tough victory. You know, Roddy White, he's catching. Michael Turner, he's getting big yards. The defense has stepped up a bit. I'm going to go with the Falcons here. They're going to win. They're going to beat the Colts on the road. Now, here comes the 4 o'clock games. The Broncos at the... Broncos Raiders? Yeah, the Broncos at the Raiders. Now, let me start with the Raiders. The Raiders, they struggled. Last week, they didn't play last week. The week before last week, at home, they got spanked by Kansas City, 28-zip. They have a quarterback problem because Jason Campbell is hurt. Personally, I would go with Carson Palmer to play. I mean, I think he would be a better option for your team, you know. Darren McFadden, I think he's gonna come back from being all hurt. Since he got the bye week, that should help him. I think that should propel himself to pound and just beat down the Broncos. Now the Broncos, it's the rookie sensation, Tim Tebow. He had a reality check last week. They got spanked 45-10 at home against the Lions. Tebow not throwing so well. The running game's not so bad. The defense is not playing good. They're bad against the run. So at home, I'm going to go with the Raiders to beat the Broncos. The next 4 o'clock game, the Bengals at the Titans. Let's see the Bengals. Now, the Titans have been playing good football as of late. The running game is not really working for them that well, but Matt Hasselbeck is throwing the ball. And when Matt Hasselbeck is throwing it, he's throwing the ball efficiently. And that's what's been propelling them to be 4-3. Now, the Bengals are a surprise team, one of the big surprise teams. I think they're under the 49ers. They're 5-2. They're tied with the Steelers and the Ravens for first place in the AFC South. No, AFC North. The AFC North. They're finding a way to win games. Andy Dalton is playing really good football. The defense is sensational. They're doing everything right. And you know what? I'm going to go for the surprise and say the Bengals beat the Titans on the road. Now, next game. Oh, what a beauty this will be, baby. What a beauty. The Giants go down to Foxborough for a showdown against Tom Brady and the Patriots. Shades of Super Bowl 42. Now, let's be for real here. Okay? Let's be honest here, folks. Now, let me start with the Giants. The Giants, last week they had their struggles, but like any good team, fuck the struggles. It don't matter the excuses. Without excuses, they beat the Dolphins at home. That's all that matters. Eli Manning is slinging. Last week he threw for almost 300. He threw for 349 yards. He had a great game throwing the ball. Victor Cruz is a new threat that always, I'm telling you, Victor Cruz can catch. The running game, Brandon Jacobs, he's pounding for his yards. The Giants have a sensational front seven. They lead the league in sacks, so they're going to give Brady a whole lot of trouble on Sunday. They're going to give Brady hell. They're going to pound Brady left and right and give him a horrible strife. The thing about Brady is he's going to struggle because that defensive line, that front seven is sensational. Now, the secondary is not playing so good. And in the past, they have guys like Antrell Roll, Webster. Okay? Nix. No, Nix is a wide receiver, my fault. But you have guys like Antrell Roll and Webster. You got to make some stops. And Brady, he's going to pick apart that. He's going to pick it apart if you don't step that up. Now to the Patriots. Last week, they lost a tough one on the road against a very good Pittsburgh Steelers team. Now, this time they play at home. And Brady rarely, if never, loses back-to-back games. So, you can think twice about beating him at home. For him to lose back-to-back games, that never happens. That rarely to never ever happens. That's not gonna happen. So the thing with Brady is the running game out. They're not gonna run with that front seven. You're not gonna run. But the secondary is weak. Brady's gonna pick that apart. If you give him a third down and a third and 5, third and 4, he's gonna pick it apart. He's gonna. This is a tough game to pick, but I think the Patriots will find a way to beat the Giants at home. Now, this one is a dandy. We got a battle in the West Coast. Cassandra, go to your room. We got a battle in the West Coast. We have the Chargers and the Packers. Now, here's the thing about this game. This game will be an interesting battle in San Diego. Go to your room, man. Go to your room! Don't say nothing. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The Chargers and the Packers at the Chargers in San Diego. Now, last week, the Chargers. I'm sorry with the Chargers. The Chargers struggled. Last Monday night, they had 5 turnovers against the Packers. They struggled. They played bad against a very decent, at the moment, Chiefs team. Rivers had a lot of yards throwing the ball. Rivers could have done more. I mean, they struggled. The running game was on point, but the 5 turnovers don't help you at all. So, you know, there's only so much you can do. Now, the Packers, they had a bye week last week, but they're 7-0. Last week, they beat the Vikings 33-27. The Packers are on fire. The defense is stifling with Charles Woodson, A.J. Hawk, Clay Matthews, and not forget about that big man up front, B.J. Raji. And let's not forget about that secondary with Tremont Williams, Al Freeman, and the future Hall of Famer Charles Woodson. And that offense of the Packers is pretty damn good. You could say the best wide receiving core. The best QB today in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers. The wide receiving core with Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley, John Kuhn, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. Hurry up. Hurry up. With a bunch of threats that he has. Sorry, that was my sister. With a bunch of threats that he has, I think Aaron Rodgers has what it takes. And I'm sorry, but too much of the Packers in San Diego. Packers are going to win in San Diego. Now here's a game between two 1-6 teams. The Rams at the Cardinals. Now, the Rams, I'm sorry with the Cardinals. The Cardinals have played good football. They have. Last week, they led 24-3 in the second quarter, but the Ravens made a big comeback at home to win 30-27. Things like that happen. The offense is pretty good. Kevin Cobb, Larry Fitzgerald, and that secondary is stifling with Patrick Patterson. I mean, they got a good secondary. Now, the Rams. Last week, they did the upset. They beat a very good Saints team. Okay. Steven Jackson is back to the old Steven Jackson we all know that can dominate. That's what the Rams needed. The defense stepped up, played some damn ball. Now, Kevin Cobb is he's not a better quarterback than Drew Brees. I was smoking right there. But I think at home, the Cardinals will find a way to beat the Rams. So I'm going with the Cardinals. Now, here's the 8 o'clock Sunday night showdown. The 8 o'clock Sunday night showdown is the Ravens at the Steelers. Now, the Steelers last week found a way to beat the Patriots 25-17 at home. They did what they had to. Roethlisberger threw for 400 yards. He was just tearing it up. The running game really didn't have to do much. The defense played pretty good. They did what they had to. Now the Ravens. The Ravens had to make a remarkable 21, the biggest comeback they said in Ravens history. Come down from 21 down at home to beat a good Cardinals team. Even though they're 1-6, the Cardinals are a good team. They're a good team. They just lost a lot of close games. A bunch of close games. Now, Ray Rice is pounding. Joe Flacco impressed me last week. Threw for over 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. They're playing good. It's tough to pick in this battle, but I think the Ravens will find a way to beat the Steelers. And P.S. There will be a lot of hard hits in this showdown. Now the last game, Monday night, the Bears at the Eagles from Philly. Now the Bears, they had a bye week last week. But last time they played, they beat up on the Buccaneers in London. They beat up on the Bucks in London and found a way to win. Matt Forte, I like the way he's running. Jay Cutler, he's playing well. You know, the defense is stepping up back to shades of the old Bears. Now the Eagles. The Eagles need a big win last week, a desperation win for the season, and in great fashion against America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I think they'll continue what they did last week. Vic should be able to throw the ball immensely. Deshaun Jackson should be the threat he is, the dual threat, the wide receiving threat, and the return threat. LaShawn McCoy should run. And that defense is pretty damn good with Samuel and Namdi. I'm telling you, the Eagles, they're in this battle. I think it'll be a little defensive. It'll be a little defensive showdown. So in this battle, I'm going to go with the Eagles. And this is Patrick for Life. My NFL Week 9 predictions. Comment, rate, subscribe. Sorry it's a little long, but I got over 15 minutes now. And if you have Q&As about anything, I'll do a Q&A video. Okay, bye.